Hi, everyone. Welcome to SBR Sports Picks. My name is Peter Loshak. Today is Wednesday, December 5th. We are talking right now with Ian Cameron, and we're talking bowl games with him. We're talking about a very interesting one right now. That is the Celebration Bowl. The Celebration Bowl, which is something that ESPN sponsors every year, and it features the SWAC champion against the MEAC champion. So these are, those are conferences that only have added games every year. They're not major conferences where the teams have spreads that come out very early on Sunday night, and then we all debate them and bet into them and watch them move all week long. But they are definitely programs that play at an FBS level, and they do have rosters that feature players that go on to play in the NFL. So the people who wind up in the teams that wind up in the Celebration Bowl are definitely no joke. And we have NCAAF against Alcorn State. And NCAAF is kind of the perennial powerhouse of their conference. They feature, players that go to the NFL every season, and they have a tough defense this year. They're a 7.5-point favorite, and you might think that a lesser bowl game like this might be easier to suss out betting value with. I'm not sure. I did look into this one a little bit. I would maybe put NCAAF as a 7-point favorite. I think they have a distinct advantage here over Alcorn State, but again, the market's playing messing with our head here, making NCAAF a 7.5-point favorite. And I could easily see Alcorn State, getting a comfortable loss here, but nevertheless covering, losing by 7. They're catching 7.5 points right now, and the total also is modest, 47.5. Both of these defenses are very, very strong, so I think that, a final score around 50 could easily see NCAAF winning 27-20, something like that. What do you think, Ian Cameron?
Well, definitely from a point spread perspective, in their line games this season, these two teams, as they face off here in the Celebration Bowl for the historically black colleges and universities, this is a big event for them, and it's a really special event down there in Atlanta for this game. Alcorn State had the point spread value. North Carolina A&T had a losing point spread mark during their games in their conference, compared to Alcorn State, who had a very good point spread record in their games in their conference, that had a very explosive offense that could move the ball both through the air and on the ground. A quarterback that won the Offensive Player of the Year in that conference. Noah Johnson was phenomenal for that team. Alcorn State moving the ball. And North Carolina A&T, they've definitely been in this Celebration Bowl a lot. There's no question about that. They have been a dominant team in the MEAC. Again, MEAC champions this year. There's no denying that. But the way I look at it with Alcorn State is their offense was very strong. Their defense, you could move the ball on Alcorn State a little bit. Their defensive numbers, they're okay, not great, but they've got that offense that catching 7.5 points here, the back door's open.
Yeah.
If they're down by 10, down by 13, down by 14, and obviously in a Celebration Bowl type of game where it's a title on the line, it's basically MEAC versus SWAC champion. You're the sole champion between the two if you win this game. There's no throwing in the towel when you're down 14 late in this game. You're still chucking the football around. You're still trying to punch in that late touchdown. So to me, I'm very interested in Alcorn State, believe it or not, here, plus the points. I think it's been, for the most part, there's been more closer games than blowouts if you've been looking back into recent history here with this Celebration Bowl matchup as well. So I think that has me looking toward the Alcorn State side. I will tell you that. Anything above 7, and that is the side I'm going to look at here, and that's Alcorn State plus 7.5.
That's what I was thinking as well, Ian Cameron, and you did mention it. It is these games tend to be very close, and and like you said, the back door is way open. If this was 7, or if it was 6.5, or 6, or 5.5, I would stay off it. At 7.5, I could easily see NCAAF winning this one again, relatively comfortably, and even on the stat sheet, looking like they had a relatively dominant game, but winning by a touchdown, and Alcorn State actually being the team that covers. So would this be an official pick for you, Ian Cameron? Alcorn State plus 7.5 minus 110.
Yeah, why not? Let's make it official. Alcorn State. I like it enough to make it official. It's worth a wager, I think, for sure.
Yeah, and the early action is coming in slightly on Alcorn State at Pinnacle. I think later action in the week might be very telling with this game. But I'll tell you what, Ian Cameron, I agree with you. I think this is going to be a tough, tight game. I'm going to take a shot with Alcorn State plus 7.5, and I will add this one onto my official record of college football picks in the Low Shack in the Bag shows that we do every day. I'll add this one on. Alcorn State plus 7.5 minus 110. 10. We'll see where the line moves. If this jumps up to 9 or 9.5, I'll be very, very nervous and also annoyed that I'm on the wrong end of a line move like that. But again, as you said, these games tend to be close. NCAA clearly the better team, but are they 7.5 points better? Not totally convinced of that, and I will take a shot with you, Ian Cameron. Alcorn State plus 7.5. Ian Cameron, thanks so much.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.